Can you still hear Mwalimu Ruben? Sauti yake imeenda chini. I don't know whether it's a problem on my end.
I don't know if it's my connection over here, but a lot of what's been spoken lately is not as clear. It's my fault.
I think, David, your connection is poor,
So.
but also Mwalimu sauti yake may disappear kabisa. Yes. So I don't know whether he can hear this. Alex, if you can, dada. Let me just remove him from the speaker panel so that he can be aware that his audio is not clear, and then we'll have him back later. Justice for all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Dr. Kigame dropped me. I wanted to make a joke. I feel like, Shakira, I feel like I'm living this life all over again. The reason is that a good number of the patriots here, David, of course, Rosemary and all that. I remember being the treasurer when we were fundraising in the last elections. And the strategies that I have known these people to uh, really use to mobilize resources, that's why I have the confidence. In fact, some of the reasons why some of us joined is because we know that we are capable of pulling together to do all this. One of the things that I feel very strongly about this session today is what we prayed for and struggled to have in the last. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you guys hear me at all?
Yes, we can hear you. David, I think you also
Okay.
have a connection problem from your end, because also when you speak, there's a lot of static. So maybe check your connection.
Okay, so let me make it pretty quick then, so that other people can speak. So I wanted to tell Dr. Kigame that yes, as you make your contribution, I have Jens in my house who actually was your driver from Ohio to Michigan when you were completing your doctorate. He's agreeing to match your contribution, so I think that would be really good because he really inspired him during that long drive, and he's one young man that wants to get into this movement to do the right thing. I've known Dr. Kigame, I've hosted him, I've interviewed him, and I think it's good that he's also decided to come here. I wanted to make a comment as Maurice and everybody mobilizes and motivates people to give. I know he has so many strategies may not work today. There's a time you can even call us for like a simple dinner of like a dinner of $20. If you have 200 people, I try to do a math there. It comes to close to 600,000, Kenya shillings. If we have 200 people joining in for a simple dinner, virtual, of course, I'm not cooking for anybody. But really, I think as we move forward, the biggest thing that I've seen here is that it doesn't feel like this diaspora and those who are at home. I feel like this kind of a gathering today is like a one people. And if that cohesion comes in and that spirit really comes in and people put together without agreeing to be divided by those people will tell you that, oh, those people are talking like this because we're consumer Jew, whatever that phrase is, and all that. Then if you resist that temptation, then we become one and fight because we are rescuing the soul of our nation. And that is why I want to thank, even Rosemary as you organize for UNGA. Please make sure there's an accommodation for my mom. I'll make sure that I have my own accommodation. So we'll be there. On a light note, to make sure that indeed we stand together, also to demonstrate, but also to bring the resources. Just skip a breakfast of $10 or $15 and do something for the sake of our nation. This is beyond bail. It's about the nation. I want you to see it beyond just getting these kids out of jail and all that. I want you to see about rescuing your country. the one that we love so much. So I want to thank all of you for doing great work. Of course, I've been using the name Justice when I was hosting spaces, but now I'm shifting to the diaspora so that I can be part of the team that is organizing for the diaspora. And that's why probably some of you are surprised, like, oh, why do I have a different name? Yeah, so all right. God bless and thank you so much. And I'm really excited to be part of the team.
Thank you. Thank you so much, JM. For those who are just joining in, today we are, as we continue with conversations around political prisoners and in particular Gen Zs who are detained after June 25th and Sabasaba protests. We have quite a number of young people who are in prisons across the country, and they're unable to go back home to their families because they cannot afford to raise bail. So we currently have a deficit of around 1.3 million Kenya shillings, and we are trying to raise money towards that. The last update that we got from our treasurer, we from tonight's space, we had gotten around 128,000 Kenya shillings. So we are encouraging everyone to contribute towards this fund so that we can help these young men and women to go back home to their families. We have people who even turned 18 while in prison because of this detainment. I think Mwalimu Ruben has come back to the speaker panel. I don't know whether he's able to unmute and conclude his point. But while he does that, the till number is Lipa na M-Pesa, buy goods and services, till number 6658137. Lipa na M-Pesa, till number 6658137. Or if you're in diaspora, you can send money via PayPal or M-Pesa to +254 721 602 385. +254 721 602 385. Mwalimu, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. And apologies for being bumped out. It keeps happening in every space that I join. As soon as I submit, it just so. Anyways, I don't know at what point you lost me, but I think I'd made my point about the case that we have filed with, through Gitobi Manyara.
Yes.
And it's been certified as urgent. So the date for hearing was set for October, but Gitobi is trying to get it to be heard earlier. I also want to say that I was at the Kahawa Law Courts when those who were brought in, a lot of the young people that were being called terrorists were brought in, and we were trying to push for bail or cancellation of those charges because they're not terrorists. And I just hate the names that are given to our children for asking for a better country. The real terrorists are the ones I'm taking to court, the ones that are killing and abducting. And by the way, I was able to visit those that were injured at Kenyatta Hospital and so on. And, you know, every time I think of what is going on, I remember my own children. And they're very passionate about what's going on in this country. In fact, when I was on the streets in Eldoret, my own children joined me on the streets. It was really phenomenal. So we are in this together. That's my point. Don't feel alone at all, at all. We are in it together. And so I'll be launching my presidential journey on Wednesday this week in Nairobi. And if you are around, if you want to attend, you inbox me and I'll give you the details of where. But I've been challenged and I want to take up the challenge as I close. I'm going to send something myself. So whatever whatever. I'm requesting for like 3 or 4 minutes, um, for anybody who can, escort me, because what Pastor James was saying, um, is that this young man who drove me, I believe he's called Bosire. He drove me. Yes, he's Bosire. He drove me from uh, Columbus, Ohio, all the way to Michigan where I was studying. A young man, a Gen Z that is studying out there in Ohio, and this young man is saying, whatever I raise, he will match, and that means that if I raise 1,000, he'll give 1,000 on top of what I give. If I give 3,000, he'll give 3,000. So I'm challenging you. Um, I'm going to send 5,000 myself, and I would like somebody to top up that. For the next few minutes, as I organize how to send mine, can you get watu kunisindikisha kidogo, Shakira, please?
Yes, let's see. Naangalia panel wangapi wanazindikisha mwalimu. Amesema anatuwekea 5,000 this beautiful night kumenyesha. Tupokee baraka za mvua. Till number 6658137. For those in diaspora, send money, PayPal or M-Pesa, +254 721 602 385. Abdi, unataka kuzindikisha mwalimu?
Haraka sana.
Thank
Nitamatch
you,
hiyo
thank you.
sawa. Haya, because I'm just dropping all unknown to ni sawa. Zindikisha mwalimu.
Asante. You can also share to the contribute to the conversation since you already have the mic. Tukihesabu hizo 4 minutes.
Sawa sawa. I've just been dropping. You can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, asante sana. Mine is just brief. I've been listening on and off. I've been driving between Toronto and New York, so I just came back home now. So I think I've been listening to the conversation all through, and I say we must speak truth with no fear. I think locking up the Gen Z's voices is not about justice. It was about uh, silencing courage. Those young men and women were not criminals. They were the sons and daughters of this land who dared to demand a fairer Kenya, I think. To brand them as terrorists is to criminalize hope in Kenya, I think. Thinking of families waiting outside police stations, mothers clutching on photos of their children, I think friends organizing bail funds instead of doing their study groups or whatever they have been doing. This is not just about politics. It's about a lived pain that breaks the household and shatters the dreams of many, I think. And for some of those youth, the protests were not as a pastime, but only a language left to speak against hunger, joblessness, betrayed by leaders who swore to protect them. I think democracy was never meant to be a cage. Every unlawful arrest, every denial of bail, every dismissal of their voice tells us one thing: the state is more afraid of its children than its debt. What is not simply about bail, it's about dignity. It's about refusing to normalize state capture, corruption, brutality as the price of dissent. It's about reclaiming a feature for the generation that refuses to be to inherit silence. I think history will remember the handcuffs. It will not remember the handcuffs or the cells. It will remember the courage. It will remember those who stood up, who spoke out, who chose to look not away, but Kenyan Gen Zs cannot and must not be broken. I think their freedom is a collective responsibility for all of us, I think. As Martin Luther said, injustice everywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So it always seems it's impossible until it is done. This can be done, generation that, and I would say these words remind us that silence and inaction are never options. This is why we must also act. Let's contribute to each other to put their bail money and right their bail money, and to ease the weight on the families and to ensure that no youth spend another night in jail simply for daring to dream for a better Kenya. Asante sana. I'll match the donation ya mwalimu, and asanteni sana.
Thank you so much Abdi. Mwalimu, umepata Abdi anakuzindikisha na 5,000 kama hiyo, na your driver pia anazindikisha 5,000. Oh, yeah, tumesema ana match what you raise, so wewe tuweke kando
No,
kidogo.
no, I think anasindikisha na ile mwalimu ametoa. I just want to
Oh,
be clear.
aya,
Yeah.
anazindikisha
So
na
you are right.
5,000. That's
So at
good.
least, yeah.
We also have Morris amezindikisha na 2,000. Nani mwingine angependa kuzindikisha mwalimu? I think hizo dakika zake nne zinaenda kupungua.
Nimechanga 500, wale wa 100, wa
Asante.
200, wa 500 pia mchange.
Flavia, would you like to pick up the mic tukizindikisha mwalimu?
Yani time ya kusindikiza ndo umenikumbuka, but anyway, I intended to do that. Nitasindikiza na 1,000.
Thank you so much. You can contribute to the conversation as well. 2
All right,
minutes.
thank you so much. Thank you for having this space. I just want to say well done. When I joined the space, I thought it will be mostly curative, nothing wrong with that. But sitting through this session, I've realized that people are doing so much more, and people are willing to do so much more, including steps like the ICC and more that Dr. Kigame is doing. So I am happy to hear that people are doing that, because being on the streets, of course, it has its results. But then if we supplement it with the measures that we are doing, including what we are doing today, then we are going to have more impactful measures. And then by having such an organized movement, we ensure lost lives, detained lives, and tortured lives are not just a statistic. Because when you meet a person who is capable of doing a wrong thing, they will not be able to stop themselves. And when they continue doing it and we continue seeing it, I think, what is it called? Compassionate tiredness. You become tired from seeing something happen constantly, and then you do not feel as much, or you try to detach yourself. But us organizing ourselves in such a way, then we ensure each detained life is equated to a certain value, and that is the bail money, or each lost life is a possible ICC case. And the perpetrators realizing this, I think they will start shying away from the wrongful things that they do, because I think such people only through shame can be able to stop themselves. So let's keep at this. And most importantly, I think we get to identify servant leaderships, because in this forum, we have people who are volunteering to do things without being paid. We have people who are choosing to act in one way or another, give money without expecting anything in return. So it's an opportunity for us to identify servant leaders, but also to set up systems for the future, because at this forum, we get to fight things like excessive bail, unlawful detention, and professionals like magistrates who continue to sit through a trumped up charge. And as a judge, you're supposed to look at this and say, this is trumped up, and you throw it aside, but you continue with it. But when we speak against it, we are setting up systems that will ensure they don't continue to do that in future. So eventually, ni sisi kwa sisi, grateful for organizing this, but as we continue to congratulate you, we continue setting up more systems. But kila mtu, hata kama ni 5 bob, hata kama ni 10 bob, tujitume tu, we see how far this goes. So thank you so much, and let's continue giving, and let's continue doing more.
Thank you so much Flavia for your contributions. Na kuzindikisha mwalimu. I think mwalimu, so far tuko na 18,000 ninio train yako.
Oh, and so when we contribute, I see it goes to Philip Murimi, right?
Yes, the name
Okay.
that comes is Philip Muremi.
Okay, sawa.
Asante,
I was getting worried.
sana, mzidi kubarikiwa.
No, God bless you. And you're not alone. By the way, my case is being heard locally, but we have also evoked the Rome statutes. So that means that beyond here, it's ICC all the way. So stay strong. And main point, you are not alone. Tuko hapa mpaka mwisho.
Asante, thank you so much for the solidarity. I think for a lot of us and me specifically, the solidarity that Kenyans have been able to show each other throughout this period is what keeps a lot of us going and strong and committed to the end goal. Kwa upendo wenye tumeoneshana inatupatia moyo na inatupatia nguvu. Thank you so much, guys, as you continue to contribute. Remember, we have over 80 young people who are still detained in various prisons across the country. Tunachanga pesa yetu kidogo kidogo, kuanzia shilingi 10, 20, 50. Hakuna pesa ambayo ni kidogo sana, yote inakubalika. Weka kwa till number 66581137, ama wale ambao wako diaspora unatuma kwa PayPal 0721602385. And guys, please continue sharing and retweeting this space. I've been requested to go a bit longer, tuone kama tuta cross midnight wenye wako Kenya, tukielekea goli yetu ya 200,000. Next ningependa kualika nani alikuwa ameinua mkono? Ningependa kualika Patrick azungumze ikiwezekana kwa dakika 2 tu, kisha baada yake atachukua King David. Patrick?
I want to greet all of you. I think this is the first space that I've joined since I got released from custody last week. But we want to thank God for what is happening, and we, for example, as FBI fighting brutality and impunity, I want to appreciate you guys for what you're doing because we had already taken course. The time was being taken to the court from the custody, we also were able to secure a few people to pay their bills and amounting to almost 1 million shillings. And it is so pathetic to see the government, which enacted Anti-Terrorism Act in 2015, that they would use to oppress the Kenyan people. So what I want to say is that we have to believe in ourselves and to know that the government and even seeing heaven, if we are cowards, we can never see heaven. If we are cowards, we can never take the government. We have to consolidate our expertise. We have to consolidate our resources. We have to consolidate our power to be able to rescue our country from the pangs of corruption, from pangs of impunity, from pangs of injustices, from pangs of people who use power to oppress their own people. So, what I want to say is that this cause that I'm seeing here today is a cause we, as FBI, like fighting brutality and impunity community, or as a movement, we have decided to fight not just impunity of injustice, but also impunity of unemployment or brutality of employment, brutality of ineffectiveness in the government system. So, what I want to say is that I want to thank you, all of you, for this cause. That in the midnight in Kenyan time, there are people who are here and trying to consolidate funds to be able to rescue other innocent Kenyans that have been victimized by something they do not even understand what terrorism is. And I want to say, as a person also, I trained international counterterrorism in Egypt. I told the people that we were never trained to actually handle innocent people that do not even have any weapons. They do not have any abilities to say. But this weaponization of terrorism act or in Kenya is something that I think Daktari, Ruben, and other members of people, we need to be very loud to the members that are in parliament today, even before we get to elections. How can we be able to have that act revised and be enacted into levels that we have terrorism as the level that we understand? Because also it is affecting us as diaspora people or people who let's say foreign policies, it is affecting us because our relationship and get affected in a manner that when people see you as a Kenyan, because of the number of terrorist cases that we have, then it is alarming out there. So it's something that is affecting us. And these people who are rogue in this government do not understand those policies and things that will affect people out of this country. So I want to say that diaspora community is also a community that I belong to because I've been in the US for 4 years, where I joined the military and retired from the military. Is a community I belong to. So what I want to say is the solidarity that I'm seeing here, this collectiveness that I'm seeing here is what will help us rescue this country. Otherwise, it is a collective responsibility. We have all together, be together to make sure that we are able to have our innocent brothers and sisters, our kids that are just in custody, in anti-terrorism custody, with no hope. Imagine, being charged 100,000 cash bill, 50,000 cash bill. Then you wonder somebody does not even have an employment. The parents paid fee for these kids do not have money to pay for their cash bill. So they are left hopeless. And therefore, also we as the FBI, that's what I want to say, we are also committed to see. And I think I would be privileged, or it would be well to meet the organizers of this movement, to be able to be together, so that we are also able to work together and see what numbers are we working with, what amount is it expected, where are we? Because also we cannot have, we need to also be accountable and to be responsible to the people that are faithful, also to support the cause of also rescuing other people, because we have had this before. And the problem that always come is when accountability is not there. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to rest at that and to say that I appreciate and thank you everyone who is contributing towards this cause. And if need be, the organizers of this meeting, you can reach out to me tomorrow or Monday. And then when people are going to do that, we can be able to see what and where we can be able to meet. Thank you very much, and may God bless you very much. And let us continue fighting. And we are not going to relent or to go back. No intimidation that should be taken by anyone if we have to rescue our nation. Thank you very much.
Asante.
Thank
Murithi, Yakira, can Murithi
Yes,
check and let me know? Thank you.
sawa sawa. Thank you so much, Patrick. If you check across my page or Monas's page, we have been doing updates of um how the money is coming in and being spent. But just briefly for everyone who's just joining in and may not be familiar, we had over 1,500 people, according to the Ministry of Interior, 1,500 young men and women that were arrested because of the 25th and Sabasaba protests. Um, we went out to look for these 1,500 people, and unfortunately we didn't get to all of them. We had about 300 of them on record, and through the campaign we have paid for the bail of around 70 of them. I'm saying around because I don't have the notes here with me to get the specific number, but so far we have had over 100 people being released through the campaign. Some of them, they were able to have their families contributing fully or partially to the bail. And some of them, we paid their entire bails. And also through the campaign, we've had a lot of lawyers working pro bono to negotiate for these bail terms. Because initially, we had people getting up to 300,000 bail, but these have been reduced to 100,000. The lowest so far we have is 15,000. Okay. So right now we have about 80 young people who are still detained, and the target of the last phase of the campaign, we have raised over 2M. So the target of the last phase of the campaign is 1.3, that is going to cater for those people that we have on record. All right. And we always put out a poster every day of the week, because every day of the week we do get at least two people being processed and being able to go out. So we give an update, the amount of money that we've received that day, how much has been spent, and the balance that we have. Uh, I hope that is a good enough summary for any person who's joining in right now. So help us get to our target of 1.3. Tonight's target was 200,000. So far we are at 140,000. Tumebakisha 60,000 peke yake, guys. Tujaribu tusukume tufikishe hiyo 200,000 ya leo. Ukilipa kwa mpesa wenye wako Kenya local ni lipa na mpesa till number 6658137. That's 6658137. Wale ambao wako diaspora, send money via mpesa or PayPal to the number is +254 721 602 385. That's +254 721 602 385. Jina ambayo inakuja ni Philip Muremi Njuki. Thank you so much, guys. No amount is too small. 50 bob, $5, $1, yote inakubalika. Na wale ambao walikuwa wamepromise kuzindikisha mwalimu, tulikuwa tumefikisha 18,000. Kama tutafikisha 20,000 tashukuru sana. David, I'm passing the mic to you.
I don't see David in the speakers panel.
You can go ahead.
Ni mimi peke yake namuona. Okay,
And
Maurice, speak while we
yeah, you
add
go ahead.
to the speakers.
Wait for David. Maybe I can go. So I just want to say that thank you, Pastor Ruben, for your donation, and thank you to all those people who have pledged and sent out contribution. Let's keep doing that. Let's get to that number, the magic number. We are almost at 200,000 shillings, and that's going to be a very good outcome for this effort and for the amount of time we spent here. One of the things I want to remind us is a long time ago, we used to have a president known as Daniel Arap Moi, and he used to tell the young people that nyinyi ni viongozi wa kesho. Sijui nyinyi ni viongozi wa kesho. Hapa hakuna kiongozi, nyinyi ni viongozi wa kesho. The days of viongozi wa kesho is over. Sisi ni viongozi wa leo. So what we are doing, what we are witnessing here is the young people, Gen Z, taking leadership in their hands and making sure that it happens. So the way we do this is to support this movement in any way we can. And I'm very glad to see my brother, Pastor Esmond, joining the crew. And let's keep it going. So thank you, guys. And let's keep going. Let's get us to 200,000 shillings.
Thank you as well, Abdi. Tumepata mchango wako imefika. Tunashukuru. We're at 148, only 50K to go. Tuko watu zaidi ya 100 kwa hii space. That means wale wako na 1,000 wachange 1,000, wale wako na 200 wachange, wa 800 wachange. I think tunaweza fikia. So thank you everybody. Every bit counts.
Thank you. Nema, you can take over the mic.
Patrick, you went to meet the people behind the campaign, and we represented you when you were presented in Kahawa without legal counsel. We came with Honorable Njeri and Nerima to the cells on the first day when you were presented in the court. So you've already met the campaign. Yeah, but we can DM, we give you details of how you can support. Thank you for coming. It will be powerful for FBI to also join the movement to help represent the young people. I believe, when you're in the cells in Kahawa, you saw the young people. Because that day we had the Makongeni, I believe are they 18? We also had Mawego who are being processed, I think, that time. We even have non-Kenyans. We have 2 Burundi young people who unfortunately we've not been able to bail out because they also need Kenyans who can agree to to bond them. So the way the arrests were being done, there was no really verification of who is who, what they were doing. So these Burundians who have been living in Kenya for a while really need help to get out, and it's difficult for them to even have their phones are usually confiscated immediately, so they can't even know how to get contacts from their phones. All the young people who are arrested and charged with terrorism haven't had their phones for the entire time. These are young people who are hustlers, and they depend on their phones to do their businesses, so they've actually, their lives have stopped. Even when we get them out on cash bail, or they manage to raise the bond for those of them who are living through bond, there's still a lot of work. So FBI and the other partners who want to join, over and above raising the cash bail, there's a lot more support we need to give our young people to help them go back and get on their feet. For those, and remember, this is also an opportunity. You're an expert in counterterrorism, so you also know that there's a lot of radicalization that is going to happen as a result of these young people. We don't know who they were meeting inside there. You don't know what they're being told. So there's a lot of opportunities for gangs to begin targeting them and recruiting them, and the real violent extremists starting to prey on them, because they've already wameshaharibiwa jina. Sasa kama umeitwa a terrorist, then what is the risk? So we also have to rescue these children, rescue these young people from being lost, because there's a very real risk of that happening. And especially for those who didn't even go to Mandamano. The ones who go to Mandamano, they've read the Constitution, they understand their rights. The thing we're finding is the nature of the young people who are being arrested post 25th June and Sabasaba are very naive young people. That's not even the caliber of young people who actually attend protests. So we are wondering what is the rationale, by the security forces. Were they just called and told, we want young people so that, arrest young people, and you just go to markets, you round up the people who usually look loud, or people who look like they have kiherehere, and then those are the people you present. So the rationale for that, and it's going to be interesting. The other thing we all need to do is mobilize so that we can start observing the cases once they start in Kahawa. We all need to tune in. We need all of it televised so that we can see what the state is going, the charges and the evidence that they're going to present against these children, because it doesn't end with winning the case. It doesn't end with dropping the cases. We have to call for accountability. So there's a lot of work you can do, and thank you for joining and wanting to support this. Happy to follow up, in the DMs.
Thank you Neema. Wacha tupatie Patrick benefit of doubt. Alikuwa na pressure hiyo time, hakurealize ameinteract na nani akiwa kotini, and the aftermath of his arrest, but tunaendelea pamoja. We are currently at 148,000. Kamau, thank you kuzindikisha mwalimu, tumepokea. We are currently at 148,000. Tumesema target ilikuwa 200,000. There's no amount that is too little. 50 bob, 10 bob, $1, $5. Ukiweza yenye tu unaweza, rusha kwa M-Pesa. Till number 6658137, or send money via PayPal when you're diaspora, or M-Pesa +254 721 602 385. Jina inaleta Philip Murimi Njuki. I think we are going to be winding up on the conversation as well. Kama kuna mtu anahisi amefungiwa nje kuchangia, Kwa mazungumzo, inua mkono, request the mic. Otherwise, ningependa kumwalika one last time, tuitoek King David. You're on the speaker panel. If you're able to unmute yourself, contribute to the conversation, hopefully 2 minutes. King David. Ama huyo alilala, alibebwa na usingizi. Okay, ni kama he's not available. Let me just remove him from the speaker panel. Wale ambao they're on the speaker panel, then we can give our final remarks. We have about 10 minutes. As I encourage everyone who's still present, we are currently 90 people on the space. Just retweet the space tafadhali, alafu utume kapesa kako hapo. Tukiendelea kufunga mazungumzo. Let me start with Flavia. Final remarks as we close the conversation.
Thank you, Shakira. Thank you again for the forum, and thank you for everything that you're doing, as well as everyone who is taking part in this conversation and the initiative. As Nema has said, we can go beyond just contributing. I think it's important by the time we are done with the arrest and prison issues, there ought to be a reform, and that can only happen not only through our contribution, but also through our active participation in attendance and in speaking, so that by the time we are finished with the prison aspect and the arrest aspect, and we move to another wrongful act that is being perpetrated by this government, we are setting a good system that would also be used when we get into power in the future that we dream of. So again, each person contribute as much as you can, but don't stop at the monetary contribution. Extend it to tweeting, extend it to being physically present, and also extend it to offering moral support and just fighting any wrongful act that is being done by the government in whichever capacity you can. So thank you so much and have a good night.
Thank you, Flavia. Patrick, any final remarks? Alafu
Go
nina
to
kwa speaker
Shakira,
panel.
go to Rosemary. She seems like she's dropped her mic. She had her hand up. Sawa, tuendelee na Patrick.
So, guys, again, I want to say this is the greatest work that we have to keep doing. And I want to appreciate the organizers of this thing. Neem, I remember you. I really appreciate you again. And I want to say that, as you have said, the impact or the effect of these young people exposed to now real terrorists is really very bad. Even psychologically, even when they get out, it's important for us to check their health, mental health, so that they are not, they don't have the phobia. They are young, 21, 20, 19, and it's really, really, really very bad. So what I want to say, even for Daktari, as you come to launch your presidency, I'm also running for Kenyan presidency, 60th president. And what I can say is that this thing and the election that are coming next, we want to put our minds together, to put everything together. Because Daktari, I want to appreciate and to say that when we look around and see, because I don't expect, and I always tell Kenyans, there's nobody who will be keeping 2 billion, 5 billion, because it is not prestigious to become the president. And especially if you're there to lead the people in the right direction. So what I mean is that we have to have this mind of collectiveness to make sure that Patrick Osoi does not come to manipulate us with his money, so that he get into power and continue looting and imposing laws or rules and regulations, or even not even adhering to the constitution. So these things has to come to an end, and we have to say enough is enough. I want to be in the forefront, to be counted as we make sure that we bring the change, and the change that Kenya want. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to attest to you again, with the small information that I have, having worked in the National Intelligence Service. This country has more resources that we can manage. We have more than 27 trillion US dollars worth of resources. That means every Kenyan can have 70 million at their comfort home. And even people who are in diaspora, it is not very comfortable to be in diaspora. I want to tell Kenyans here because I've been there for 4 years. It is a country, and especially US, whereby you have to work 24/7 because bills are waiting for you. A lot of responsibility are waiting for you. No Kenyan who wouldn't be happy to be back home in an environment where the business is not brutalized, in an environment whereby cool medication systems are working. And that is what I would want us to focus on and to make sure that we achieve what we really want. This one is a collective responsibility. Don't be left behind. Let you be counted by the little you have, the power you have, the expertise you have. If you cannot offer money, you are an expert in certain area. Please offer that. Let us all be together. Let us have a collective responsibility. Let us continue fighting brutality and impunity in all manners, even in our court system, in our judicial system, in our legislature system. And what I believe and what I want to tell you guys, we have to drain the swamp, meaning that we have to make sure that if people are in parliament today and they cannot revise such acts that are very oppressive and punitive to young people, then it means also if they are in parliament, we don't need them in the next election. If people cannot go take a motion to impeach or even to take the rogue government out of position, it means they are the biggest problem because Dr. William Ruto cannot be the president without the parliament, which means the parliament has the ability and the capability to do what we as the young people. So what I want to say, let us keep believing in ourselves. Let us keep believing with the little we have and moving forward. And even after this, on Tuesday or Monday, I'm going to have a presser at least to elaborate to the people about the FBI because I was arrested in government system and bloggers trying to sell a bad ideology about us. But the fact is that we have to come out very clearly and to tell them we are not going to stop. The brutality has to stop. The impunity has to stop. Nepotism has to stop. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, Shakira, thank you for hosting us. The co-host Mwanase, we want to appreciate you. David Ogega, thank you for being part of this family. JM, Justice for All, we all know you that. We appreciate you, Daktari Mzalendo Nsangale, my friend. I know you inboxed me. I'll call you tomorrow. We'll talk more. Sen Kena, you are such a support all the time in these spaces. Ronyo, then Mandol, Chege. I've been looking forward to talk to you. You are hiding. I don't know where you are. Anthony Murage, thank you very much. I've seen you before. Let us keep this spirit. The spirit that will help us liberate this country is the collective mind of all what we have and what we need, and we are going to be there. Ladies and gentlemen, may God bless you, may God be with you, and may God bless each one of you. Thank you very much.
Asante sana, Patrick. Guys, we are winding up on this space. Sisa, how no amount is too little to share to the poleni. Leo nimezungumza zaidi kuliko kawaida, sauti inapotea. No amount is too little to share to contribute to the bail fund. Till number 6658137, or those in diaspora, send money +254 721 602 385. Inaleta jina, inaleta Philip Murini Njoki. And if you scroll through my social media or my page or Monas's page, we have been sharing the updates. Even Neema, I believe, on her page, she's been sharing the updates. And so far, we have freed over 140 young people. We still have about 80 in various prisons across the country that we need to help get back home. And therefore, we need to raise 1.3 million Kenya shillings. JM, your final remarks as we close, tafadhali, in less than 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. And I really appreciate everybody. This is what it means to have faith, but it's also with action. This is beyond just believing in the spirit of those that have gone ahead to fight for us. So let's fight together, let's work together, and this is the team to deliver our nation. God bless you. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, JM. Maurice, final remarks?
Thank you, Shakira. Thank you, everybody, for joining this space. We have done a commendable job raising funds and actually being selfless, doing something beyond ourselves, something that just benefits us directly. What we are starting is a movement, and we need to connect. Huge on connection, because a lot of times we start these things and then we lost contact with each other. So the first thing I want to ask you, this does not cost you anything. You don't have to pay anything for this. I want you to follow everybody in this space so that we keep growing this movement. That's step number one. Step number two, I want you to spread the word about what this group is doing. We need to know that everybody that is within your circles is aware of what's going on and is open to supporting us. And even if they're not going to support us with money, they should support us in spirit by spreading the word of what we are doing. Thank you very much, everybody, for this organization. Thank you, Shakira, for hosting. Thank you, David, co-hosting Manasseh. And thank you, everybody who joined and spoke. God bless you. Let's do this more often.
Asante sana, Maurice. While we continue winding up the conversation, we are currently at 153,000 Kenya shillings. Target for tonight was 200,000. So tuendelee kusukuma. I still have hope that inaweza kufika. Mwalimu Ruben, final remarks?
Yeah, thank you so much, Shakira and team, for organizing this. I do want to believe that where there is hope, people can keep working at something, and when we lose hope, then we begin to be defeated. So we must really defend hope, and that also includes checking on one another, because what's going on in the country tends to bring a lot of people down emotionally, mentally, even physically. So let's keep checking on each other. For my fellow aspirants that are running, I think we must find each other and ask the tough questions. Because if we don't find each other, we are going to continue playing into the divide and rule and the reinvention of the wheel. I keep, a very simple logic. I'm actually very, very excited about partnership, especially with other candidates that are wanting to run. What I would really be interested in is for each of those, especially that have come after 2022, because I ran in 2022, I'm running again. They would have to tell me what I'm doing wrong, that they can't join, that we can't team up and do the same thing, fighting for the people of Kenya. There needs to be an explanation as to what is new that every other entrant brings to the table. If it's the same thing, we really need to come together, or we'll be playing into the divide and rule, which our enemies are very, very good at. But in closing, to every young person here, this is your country. There is no other country. If you're born here, this is your home. And you have a right to be here. You have a right to um, offer yourself for election. Don't wait until the so-called future. Many of you qualify to be MCAs, MPs, governors, even president. And so don't sit back thinking about the future. Step in and be counted. And for now, let's just stand with those that are incarcerated. God bless you so much, and God bless Kenya.
Asante sana mwalimu. Tukiendelea kufunga, Neema, final remarks.
Yes, thank you so much. I just wanted to say, like we've mentioned earlier, everyone has a role to play. I think I want to really reiterate, there's a huge trust deficit in our country. It's very difficult for people to know who to trust. So, when you get the message, when you understand the gravity of the matter, we really are banking on you to reach out to your sphere of influence. Like I said earlier, Givaiga Washai's live on TikTok was able to reach a demographic of people who didn't, understand the language. When you read the headlines, young people were arrested. It might not mean anything. But when that message is localized in your churches, in your chamas, when you take it to, even if you're not an influencer online, take it to the space where you understand and talk to people, and you'll be so surprised. During the TikTok, we got so many people telling each other and coming and saying, yes, mtoto wa ndugu yangu alishikwa. This is what happened. When we build that case, when you have this number of young people, this number of families that have literally been attacked by the state, been attacked by security systems, and a system that should be working and protecting them, what more evidence do you need? We just need to protect those people. We need to support them. We need to collect that evidence so that we can be able to utilize it. I see one of our lawyers, Wakili Muge, is finally has the mic, so I want to yield my time so that I can give him some extra time to say. I know he was not able to speak earlier because he was in a noisy place, but God bless you all. And let's continue to stand with our young people. Thank you.
Asante sana Neema. You've already handed it to Wakili. Wakili, tulikuwa tunafunga, but for you, I'll allow you a bit more time. Contribute to the conversation.
Thank you. Shakira, you can hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yes, I will take just maybe a minute. And this is just to thank this team. I posted it, I think about 2 hours ago. I have been listening, and all I can say is thank you so much. It is amazing to see a group of Kenyans come together like this to help out fellow Kenyans. So Shakira, Munase David, Zalendo, Nema, there's nothing we as the legal team can say other than we are so thankful that we have a team behind us, because I swear to you, the most important thing is to get these young people out of these prisons and police stations. There is nothing worse for each and every one of these young people in prison to see one person walking out, one of their comrades walking out, and they have to stay in prison 1 more night, 2 more nights. We walk in there processing bail and doing all this, but this look that you get from all these young people when you leave them in the prisons. And all you can promise is we are working on it and we're coming back, we will get you out. But they don't know that. So the fact that there is a group of people who don't even know these people personally is amazing, and we pray for this group that you continue doing the good work that you're doing. The intention of the state was never to convict any of these young people with terrorism, and even if they had that intention, we promise it will never happen. So the only thing that they had an intention to do was to terrify these young people, and the state is a terrorist. We cannot allow them to succeed. And the longer our youth stay in these prisons means that they have their hearts broken. We cannot allow that to happen. Let us please raise the 5 shillings, 50 shillings, 1,000 shillings, 10 shillings, and this must remain our focus for this part. When we start the trials, we expect that, and we have promised, the first police witness that will come to the stand will face a minimum of 23 advocates, one for each accused person. The first witness will be on that stand for not less than a week. So we can show the whole world how ridiculous the state is. We are ready, we are willing, and we will be there the whole hog. Why? It is because we are driven by you guys. The work that you're doing gives us heart. We will be there till the end because of you. That, for now, is the statement that I make. I don't want to keep anybody here. You are doing a wonderful job, and thank you so much. Thanks.
Asante sana wakili. Also, thank you for the work that you're doing representing and organizing for the advocate, for the lawyers that are showing up for our young men and women. Thank you so much. Mwalimu Mutemi, are you able to pick up the mic? We haven't heard much from you this evening.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shakira, and Wanasa for standing in. I was supposed to be a co-host, but I had a challenge. Every time I'd be added as a co-host, I'd lose the mic. But I'd like to appreciate the amazing spirit of Kenyans, of Utu. I'm the chief evangelist and high priest of the Utu religion, whereby we stand in for each other. We show our humanity. I had lost hope in this country, especially when the anti-Utu brigade got into power, as we are all aware. And eventually, it's become clear to me that these are the last kicks of this KANU colonial extractive horse. And that's why the desperation that we are all seeing in terms of even charging young people with terrorism, it's a demonstration that they've lost all ideas. They have no solutions. They have no other way. They're just trying to survive in power. And I think Kenyans have reached a point where they are very much aware of where we are and the fact that we need to move in a different direction. I remember Joseph Kamodo had said, KANU will be in power for 100 years. I think we are in the tail end, maybe the last year of those 100 years. And that's why it's so refreshing to see Kenyans, both in the country, Kenyans in the diaspora, to see lawyers, LSK, we've never had an amazing LSK like this one in a long time. To see just ordinary Kenyans giving their 20 shillings, 50 shillings, the ones who are able to give more, giving openly and willingly and over. I think we are at the rebirth or at the birth of a new Kenya. And our solidarity lays the ground upon which you're going to build that Kenya. I want to mention that one of the things that the divide and rule of the colonial government and the independence or so-called independence governments has been to prevent Kenyans to fundraise for civic causes. So we will do all these harambes for burials, for weddings, for medical medical needs, school fees, and that kind of thing. But whenever we came together for a social political cause like this one, a lot of laws will be thrown at people. Actually, you remember when the Gen Z tried to fundraise last year, or rather, not, they didn't try to fundraise, they actually fundraised very successfully. Over 30 million was raised to take care of the injured, to bury the dead. And you can remember the amount of state resources that were applied to demonize Hanifa and others who were involved in that effort, including Shakira. Stories were created, newspapers and gutter press were mobilized, state-paid bloggers were put on a mission. I don't know how much money they spent on that to just cast Hanifa as a devil. But that did not stop her, and that has not stopped, this has not killed the spirit. We have many more now fundraisers coming, including this one, whereby Kenyans are saying, no, we're not going to let these young people rot in jail. We're going to come together. And this actually is the death knell of the KANU hegemony. Because the minute Kenyans are able to come together towards their causes, including political causes, the day we have political parties that are funded by Kenyans or political candidates that are funded by Kenyans, then the Mheshimiwa and their Prados and their helicopters and the money they have looted become irrelevant. And that's what scares this regime. That's why you noticed when these initiatives started, the amazing people, many of them on this call, even the Minister of Interior had to comment. Why are you fundraising for criminals in quotes? And then even the DP, who's the most disappointing Kenyan ever, a man who was a human rights lawyer, a professor of human rights law, who has become the perpetrator of injustice. He's propping up the regime, supervising and giving it legitimacy as it unleashes the most unlawful period of the independent Kenya. Actually, we are even in a worse situation than during the colonial period, because the colonial period, the Mzungu would at least detain people and put them in concentration camps. This regime is disappearing people, is shooting people openly, is asking for their legs to be shot. It's brutalizing the people it's supposed to serve. And there's no better sign that the regime is going down. So I'd like to celebrate our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, our brothers and sisters right here in Kenya, my comrades, amazing people who have kept this going. I can't tell you how proud I am of all of you, and for restoring my hope. Utu used to be a dream. Now you've shown that it is a reality. The fact that you're doing this, and so as we move on, please check the number 6658137 as we end this space. We haven't ended the fundraising. The fundraising continues. 6658137 for those who are able to use the till. And then if you're in the diaspora, +254 721 602 385 +24 721 602 385. And lastly, just something I forgot, Mwalimu Kigame, Dr. Kigame, I remember a few weeks ago we were debating and you were talking about your manifesto of improving the economy. And I remember mentioning that there's nothing as urgent as dignifying these young Kenyans, that as much as the economy is important, the current issue are the issues of injustice and indignity that is facing Kenyans. And I'm so glad to see that you're on this call, but also the case that you filed. And this is a space where we start reclaiming our country. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you, Shekhar.
Asante sana mwalimu, and pole for matatizo ya Kasongo. It's been making it difficult for us to have conversations online, but we push regardless. Wait, Rosemary has dropped as well.
Let's go to David Ogega while his mic is working. Okay. Go ahead. Closing comments. Karibu, David. David, you able to hear us still?
I don't think he can hear us. While we wait for David, Rasji, can we go? The problem is on my end.
No, we can't hear him.
Okay, Ras, go ahead. Final remarks.
Well. Thank you, Shakira. Thank you, guys. I think I missed a part. I wish I would have known what walifika ngapi. But great initiative, and it's. I really like to really thank everybody. Thank you for the conveners of this particular space. Let us do it for our brothers. Let us do it for our sisters. Let us remember, unajua wakati uko huko ndani ndio unakujaga una appreciate kitu inaitwa hii hewa nzuri una breathe. For those of us who have been in the cells, it's not a very good, or it's not a very good environment. So it's guys, it's really commendable, and mimi kitu hata imefanya nikakam. I really wanted to emphasize on the unity, because this government kitu inachukia ni our unity of purpose. So the statement that you are sending outside to the government, because I've realized even in our spaces now, they hawakuwa wanakuja kuongea. Most of the time they used to come to collect intelligence, and then they report. Nowadays, we are having them come to space and even contribute. Even some of them have the audacity to tell us, no, Ruto is a very good man. Guys, calm down. He's delivering. But then again, like I had said during my opening remarks, let us not forget, because that is the advantage the political class has taken advantage of the Kenyan population. They took advantage of our parents. Wameishi kwa hiyo system ya kuwadanganya, wanajua tu vizuri. That's why you can see political leaders in Kenya, kwao they can just shift alliances the way they want. Anaweza toka hapa, anaweza sema leo hii kitu, kesho akiwa kwa ile mrengo ingine anaongea vile anataka. So let us not forget they have killed. And even if we were to hold this presidency accountable on the basis of not respecting and protecting human life, hiyo peke yake tu imemtupa nje, kabla hatujaangalia hizi vitu zingine. But we also have to remember the presidency that we have. Huyu ni mtu ambaye amekuwa na historia, na kwa wale ambao wamekuwa kwa biashara ya kumtetea, huyu ni mtu amekuwa na historia, na historia yake inatoka nyuma sana. He started the atrocity kitambo. He killed people in church. He did all those things. So to him and power, he has been in power courtesy of very inhuman activities. And that's why we are appealing, and I will continue saying, for those of us who are, for those of you who are in the diaspora, kindly do your part, especially to the upcoming meeting ya UNGA. Let us tag the international community. I cannot say that international community will have a solution to our country. No. I believe the solution to our country will come within sisi wenyewe. But because we need also a help from wale watu ambao walimsaidia pia kuingia huku. We are appealing to them. This is not a presidency that can respect us, cannot respect human life. We will not be having this session of kuchanga, because we have been here even during Albert's time and stuff. But we are here. We should be addressing our basics. We should be thinking of our kids. Watakula nini? Wataenda shule vipi? But because the system has pushed us, here. Kindly, we are appealing to those of you, and the diaspora people have done a marvelous job. Kindly amplify that message for us. We want the ICC charges revisited. We are aware they were just dropped. He was not off the hook, but you can see the impact of letting an individual off the hook, and you can see what he's doing with the power. So as a country tuendelee kujikumbusha na tusisahau ya kwamba there is a woman in this country called the Auditor General. He continues to flag reports about this government. He continues to flag reports in our counties on how our taxes are being spent. These people have normalized this money. Ni kama wamechukulia hii pesa ni yao. They have the right to spend it when our parents, as tunaendelea kulipa ushuru ambao ndio unanunua bunduki na risasi za kutuua. Let us, and I emphasize, on our unity. It is only in our unity that we will birth a new country called Kenya. God bless you, and God bless everybody, Anthony, Shakira, for everybody who have made this possible. And to our comrades, if people will get an opportunity of visiting them, please give them our message of hope. And lastly, Shakira, I had the opportunity of talking to one and Yagui and visiting him during the weekend. You're all familiar with Dagwin case. Dagwin case is and Yangui. Diangui, this is not a matter that I'm supposed to talk about it right now. It is a matter that is very active in the courts. At some point, he will come out and tell the country what exactly transpired. So wakati huo ukifika, atakuja kuwaambia ni nini ilifanyika. But he greets you, he says hello, and continue praying for him and the family. Thank you so much, Shakira.
Asante sana Rasri. Daktari, kindly mute yourself. David, are you able to pick the mic, Sai?
I think so, but let me ask, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh gosh, thank God, right? So sorry, folks. I've been muted for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the gadgets or it's somebody messing with our systems, but I want to take this opportunity at least to make my remarks, final remarks as well. First of all, I just want to pat ourselves, at least the team in Nairobi, Shakira, Manasseh, Anthony, Naima, Zalanda, all of you guys for really, really putting this together and lighting the fire, igniting the fire that is now turning this into a true movement. And for our folks in the diaspora, Rosemary, especially you invited me to the team and connected the rest of us here. So this movement really, it's begun in earnest, and we're going to make things happen out of it. That extends to my buddy Maurice, Dole, and some of those of you here. So I say this to say thank you and thank you and thank you. But this also extends to why we're here. We've done our best as we can. It's the initial step that we've taken, at least from our end. I'm hoping that we keep this momentum going and raising funds and getting these kids out of this prison that they didn't ask for with all these spurious, exacting charges that they're being charged with that have nothing to do with governance, but we're on top of it. And I want to, echo what Ras just said, right? So it's not just about these kids. We have a long history. Some of you guys here, you're probably too young to remember some of the atrocities that dovetail or the rap sheet that William Samoei Ruto has on his background. It's a long one that started in 1992. His ascension to the presidency was a self-inflicted wound. We brought this on ourselves, but it is what it is now. And we have to take whatever necessary steps that we can take, legally that is, to get him out of office. You know, he runs the country like I make a reference like a clown show. Like, you know, personally here you guys call him Kasongo, whatever adjectives or names we call him.
I call him a clown because that's who he's turned out to be. So the question now remains, how do we go forward, right? Well, I think we have that. We know what needs to be done. As I started in our call originally, I don't think that we really have the luxury to wait for one time, the end of Ruto's one time, if it ever ends, because they'll figure out a way to stay in power. Ruto must go should be taking place now. I don't know what's his name. Gashawa has been out in the diaspora the last 2 or 3 weeks now in this one-time uh, uh, thing he's announcing, which is fine. I mean, it's politics. But I think we need to pivot to Ruto must go now, which is what you guys, the Gen Zs in Kenya, started. The time to get him gone is now. Two ways to do that, in my view. Three, maybe. One, let's really reinstate, try to not only reinstate the charges at the ICC, but let's make let's open the investigation. Let's push for the investigation by the ICC and new, meaning the new crimes that have been committed since this guy's been president that merit the opening or reopening of investigations in Kenya, and make it as notorious as we can, just like they did in Israel, just like they did in Russia with Ukraine, Israel with Gaza. Let's make Kenya the case. Somebody mentioned, I forgot his name, but that Khan is his friend because he defended him during the first trial. We can leverage that, use it to our advantage, and announce it to the world that you're protecting this man because it's your friend. So let's utilize that conflict that they've created. And we said that we have petitions out there. Actually, I shared one in the group, and I think I might have shared the other one with the teams before. But there's one in this group that I shared that specifically speaks to the ICC. And all we're trying to do, I'm not saying it's going to create the awareness, I mean, the response we need, but it creates the awareness to the people that we need to. So if you guys can please share it, get it signed. I keep editing it as much as I can, and the others that are coming. There's one also that is working for getting Parliament to impeach him. They're probably not going to impeach them. They're wusses, if you ask me. But at least creating that awareness that we need to then tag the rest of the world and say, we've tried what we can to get rid of this guy. Please help us do it. And finally, for UN, we're going to be working here to see how best we can collaborate, get our voices heard, prepare. If we need to fly out there, we will. But at the end of it, it's on us. And I agree with you, Ras. It's on us to get this thing done, to right the ship that is Kenya. And it behooves us to do it. And this is the movement that I believe is going to do it. So with those few remarks, I just want to say thank you. I don't think I forgot anything I wanted to emphasize, but just to say that let's connect again. Hopefully soon we'll get the tally of what we've done today. Hopefully very soon. But I'm thinking, don't tire. Don't please send the money. Let's get these kids out. And whatever shortfall we come up, we under. Now we are attracting more voices. I mean, Honorable Karua was here, and some of our friends I didn't expect to be here. I'm just excited that we've ignited this movement. So let's get those folks on. But the rest of you, I just thank you so much. Let's keep the movement. Let's keep the momentum. The last thing I wanted to say, Ras, the movement, we got to formalize this thing. In other words, we got to literally turn it into a political party of some sorts that is geared to our interests. And we're working on that. This last week, the team here we met, they tasked me to write a concept paper of what that would look like. And I just want to give you, or at least plant a seed in your head that that's something that we're working on, and it will be shared in due course. I guess with those few remarks, I just want to say thank you again, and everybody have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Daktari, I can see you had raised your hand. If you're able to share, join the conversation, 3 minutes, please. Dr. Eda, kindly unmute and speak.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, we can.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm a mental health professional as well as a medical doctor, and I've been holding safe spaces for the Gen Z to have a safe space to talk about what's going on. Um, I've not been very well recently, but today I've been trying to be well on Saturday evenings. Unfortunately, my facilitator, Redefined, was not feeling well today, so we couldn't have it. But I just decided, like somebody had said, that we can just give whatever talent we have. I'm not a lawyer. I just wanted to be there for you guys and to tell you how much I love you and how proud I am of you guys in the Gen Z movement. You've been sent to here by God, and I always apologize for the sins of my generation because they've really destroyed the country, many of them. And we were cowed into submission, the Gen Xers and the boomers. But you've really given us hope, and I just wanted to encourage you and let you know that I always pray for you and we hold these safe spaces for you to be able to vent your emotions. And there's the possibility of a High Court petition, Article 144. Um, we did try to get a lawyer to to put that petition in the High Court that we're being ruled by somebody who's actually not mentally capable. And I did write an article in the newspaper about how the narcissistic leadership is causing mental health catastrophe in Kenya. And we're not being led by somebody who's actually capable. He's actually very, very ill mentally, spiritually, psychologically, Health is defined as the complete mental, um, physical, spiritual, family, environmental well-being of a person. And he's obviously very unwell. So at least I know that it would be probably shot down. But can you get a lawyer? Because the lawyer I tried and the other lawyer I tried, they all backed down. But this is something that I know it will be shot. They'll try to shoot it down. But the fact that a petition appeared in the High Court will now bring the conversation. Because the mental health space that I'm in, I've tried to raise the issue. Everybody's terrified. But if we can get a lawyer and we have all the evidence, and this will now set a precedent. They'll never have again any leaders who are in positions without having psychometric tests done beforehand. So that's the low-hanging fruit, Article 144. I hope you'll think about it. And I just wanted to let you know how proud I am of you and to give you the word of encouragement and hope. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eda. Yes, I think now we have winded, is it winded or wound down to me and my co-host Manasseh. Uh, I'd like to appreciate everybody who was. Dr. Reed, kindly mute your mic. Thank you. Um, I'd like to appreciate everyone who has logged in to a space today, for the retweets, for the sharing, and for those who have contributed to the bail fund. We have managed to raise slightly over 150,000 Kenya shillings in the 3 hour. Is it 3 or 4 hours? 4 hours that you've been here. Thank you so much, guys. Keep contributing. The fundraising doesn't stop here. Keep sharing, keep contributing, and continue showing up in whatever small way that you can in solidarity. All is seen, all is appreciated, and all goes a long way to push our country towards the direction that we need it to be heading towards. Mungu awabariki nyinyi yote na azidi kutulinda. Usiku mwema. Manase, do you mind closing for us this space?
Yeah. Thank you, Shakira. I think just first of all, there's many people who are not here tonight who have been working so hard from the 50 million plus Kenyan campaign. So first, it's to extend a lot of gratitude. Melvin and Jeremiah, I couldn't name them all. They're not many, but if you think you're too small to make a difference, even showing up tonight and being a part of all of these different initiatives that we find ourselves together in, we can see it's actually the difference of life and death for many Kenyans. It's the difference of being connected with their families or not. I think a lot of people here are parents, siblings, friends, and to think of your child or your brother or your sister or your granddaughter spending yet another night in a cell when we've been losing people in cells, people getting arrested and then being murdered in cells, and the numbers are significant. Um, and beyond that, the psychological torture, what we hear of how people are being treated in the cells now, the trauma, the pain. It's really heavy and it's really scary. And so I'm grateful to everybody who has contributed to our fundraiser tonight, for tonight. This, it's not over. This was just a push. Every single day, as mentioned, every day, at most every 2 days, posters come out saying where we're at, how many people we've released, how many are what we still need. And so please continue to help us. I'm not very active on social media, I'll be honest, but Mutemi, Nerima, Shakira are always posting the posters with the updates. So please have a look, share them in your WhatsApp groups, share them in your statuses, send them directly to people who you think could contribute. Um, the trauma, the pain in this country is so deep. This afternoon, I spent about 4 hours with 20 families, victims who've been murdered via extrajudicial killings, and just the heaviness of their stories of, the final phone calls that weren't answered, or the searches through the morgues and denial by other family members, and so much more. And the pain, and this is from families who were murdered, people who were murdered last year. And now, even with knowing there's these 70 plus people still in cells, from what we know, from what's on our records, we can probably not even fathom, unless you've been in the position yourself, as to the pain, the anxiety, the fear, the devastation that the families are going through. So, for those of you who have been here tonight throughout the whole evening, thank you. Thank you for your dedication. For those who work tirelessly and not work because it's all selfless, voluntary passion and dedication to fight against injustice, to speak against it, to fight for those who we've never met in our lives, nor maybe we'll never meet. But that's not the point. The point is that we have a conscious, loving, caring, and very capable community who is healing our broken nation, who is healing each other. And that's extremely powerful. So may we continue. May we keep finding light amidst the darkness and the strength to carry on. As we say, you cannot kill an idea whose time has come. We know it's beyond time for significant transformation, and however we can make a difference in each other's lives and in those around us. I like Daktari's last comments around wellness, even just creating space, taking time to go visit. We still have people in Kenyatta. We have a whole ward full of young people with bullets and metal in their arms. Taking a minute to go bring them some snacks, go say hi, go hear their stories, take our posters, share it, show up to an event, support this movement in whatever way you can. It's huge. It's bigger than any single one of us, but each one of us can make a significant difference. So thank you. Thank you to our family in the diaspora for your solidarity, for your contributions this evening and prior. And yeah, tuanganishe mikono, tuendelee hivo hivo. Asanteni sana. Thank you to everyone for this evening. And we shall continue finding each other amidst the love for revolution. Have a good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Pamoja. You may leave at your leisure.
Mwananchi